Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with makeup hobby. Now I really enjoy eyeshadow singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter, and today we're going to be talking over my imaginary Copacetic Cosmetics $2 Tuesday collab. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me, we're getting into it right now. So I wanted to show you the palette that introduced me to the brand, and that was actually the Copacetic Cosmetics Butterfly Kisses palette, which looks like this. It was a palette that the owner did in sort of honor of her mother who had been diagnosed with breast cancer. And so the palette is this cool toned purple color story. You've got two of these really pretty flaky shades here. You've got this really beautiful matte. You've got these two kind of satiny purples. You have this kind of like pinky duochrome here, and then you have two kind of duochrome metallic-y type shades down in the bottom. I personally really enjoy this palette, and I can't dip into this palette without using this flaky shade because I think it is just such a beautiful bright shade. And Copacetic recently announced that they're going to be doing a giveaway, and one of the giveaway prizes is a chance to collab on a $2 Tuesday collection. So if you don't know about $2 Tuesday, they once a month, it's the first Tuesday of every month, release 5 eyeshadows, and those 5 eyeshadows are discounted to $2 a piece. So you can pick up 5 eyeshadows for $10, which I think is a great deal. They always do a lot of really interesting color stories, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a video talking about like what I would imagine a color story like that to be? And of course, what I wanted to do was something very smoky, very dark, very plum. And so I came up with this eye look to kind of represent what I would vibe with, although this is technically using other eyeshadows, right? So it's not a perfect representation, but it's kind of what I would imagine my $2 Tuesday collection to be. So let's talk about that right now. Now, for me, I didn't want to waste too much time with mattes, so I only picked out one matte shade. And the matte shade that I would want to go with is something that's kind of a blue-purple shade. And ultimately, the shade that I picked is the shade down here, and it's called Amethyst. It's from the C'est La Vie palette from Makeup Maniac Cosmetics. I'm not in love with this actual, like, shade in this palette because I feel like it gets a little patchy on me. So I definitely would be happy to have something like this in a different formula. And I think if I were going to make this shade, I would want it to be just a hint deeper, so that this could really pop on a variety of different skin tones and it would make sense with the rest of the shades that I'm gonna pick. The second shade that I wanted was something that was like black, metallic, but that had sparkles. So the shade that I'm using on my eyes right now is called Sugar Pills Stella, and it's a pigment, like a loose pigment, which I will put up with, but it's not my favorite. I want a pressed pan, like buttery metallic black that has some sparkles in it thrown in, maybe like blues and purples, like deep blue and purple. I think that would be such a pretty eyeshadow. I have nothing like that in my collection, and my collection is pretty big, so I think it would be so cool to have a color like that. So in the meantime, just to kind of give you a vibe of the look that I was going for, I decided to use this Sugar Pill loose pigment, but again, not my favorite. So you can see this black has a lot of sparkle in it. Like, I think it does look really pretty, but again, it's a loose pigment, it's a black, it's hard to work with. Like, you should see my shirt. My shirt got destroyed by this pigment today, so this shirt is now garbage. But I think that would be a really pretty addition to this color story that I'm creating. The third color that I wanted to create was an iridescent shade. I wanted an iridescent that was going to pull kind of this like aqua blue, maybe with a hint of purple, but I didn't want it to pull pink. So many iridescent shades that I see in palettes pull very pink, and I did not want that. So for my kind of example look, I ended up using a Divina Multichrome in Cake Bomb, which is this really pretty kind of like iridescent blue. I think it's a multi-chrome pigment. So obviously for a $2 collection, I wouldn't be able to use a multi-chrome, but I don't need it to shift anything else. I just want it to be this really pretty, really bright, vibrant blue. Like, that's what I want. So I thought that looked really pretty too. In this look, obviously I have that kind of arched out here. I think that looks really pretty. I did this look to use all 5 shades in one eye look, but I think they would look even better if you used just bits and pieces and did like different eye looks with the collection that I sort of curated in my mind. Anyway, then the fourth shade is a little bit harder to put together, because what I would really like is sort of like a gunmetal gray duochrome shade with like a vibrant purple flip. I've not seen anything like that before, but I think it would be so pretty. The way that I did it for my lower lash line was actually to use 2 different shades. I used Give Me Glow Pencil Me In, which is this really pretty like carbon black shade. And I'll just swatch that out there like that. Beautiful. And then I just tapped over some of the Truth shade from the Colored Rain and Power collab. So you can see it like that. I know that's not like a perfect representation, of course, because that's not how you make duochromes, but I did think that that at least would give you sort of the understanding of what I was envisioning in this like fictitious collection that I was making. And then the last shade that I wanted to include was sort of a like silver lavender taupe, which I used on my inner corners. I wanted something to kind of brighten all the looks. If you didn't want to make a look out of these 5 shades that was very, very deep, you could potentially use this as an all over lid shade, something that complemented the other colors. So I wanted it to kind of push a little bit towards purple, but not be a purple. So the sort of dupe color that I picked out for that is C2 from the Norvina palette here. I'll just pick up a little bit of this. It has like a little bit of lavender. It's almost, that one's actually a little more rose gold, but something that like leaned a little bit more cool toned lavender I think would just be a really pretty kind of complement to these other shades. So that's the 5-pan that I would make. Let me just jump you into a quick demo of using those shades on my lids to create this look. And now that you've had a chance to take a look at the eye look, I want to know in a comment down below, what do you think of this collection? Is this a collection that you would purchase? Because I would be so curious to know. I think the cool tones are definitely making a comeback this year, and I think getting something that's really cool toned and purple and bringing in some of those neutrals like silver and black would be such a beautiful complementary set of colors to pick out. If you know anything about the $2 Tuesday collections from Copacetic Cosmetics, they always put a like teaser picture up. So I made sort of a demo teaser picture here that you could see, so that you can kind of see like what my vision is for the color story. I hope this gives you some insight into what I would pick for a $2 Tuesday collection. Definitely let me know in a comment down below if you were going to pick 5 shades to put together for a Copacetic Cosmetics $2 Tuesday. What would be your color story and why? I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I'm going to catch you in my next video. Bye!